Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to the next video on the Practical Weapons channel. Today is an interesting new accessory for the Glock pistols that I have obtained recently from CAA. CAA that's now located in the US. And that accessory is MCK, Glock Micro Conversion Kit, made in the USA. These guys are actually now my relatives nearly. They're also in Florida. CAA USA. Their website is CAAGearup, which of course I cannot list on the YouTube due to the YouTube absolutely stupid rules and their Prevent the Freedom of Information Act. In other words, the YouTube gun policies. What is it? As you all know, we have a variety of pistols. Glocks come in all kinds of sizes, shapes, and calibers. On the table, you see right now Glock 19 Gen 3, modified for me as a car gun. Flashlight, laser, grip laser. Flashlight with a button, very comfortable, very easy to use. A Glock 17 Gen 4, modified for gun range, fun. Not much practical. That could be, of course. And my first Glock that I bought when I moved to Florida from New Jersey, Glock 31 357 SIG. Very good caliber. Very not much fun to shoot in the range caliber. However, this caliber I know some of the law enforcement agencies actually issue to the officers. However, today is all about the CAA accessories. And I'm not going to show the unpacking because there is no point. Here is the new CAA Micro RONI or MCK, Micro Conversion Kit. RONI MCK is the actual term. It is non-NFA. This is a brace. And if anybody has a problem with that, go deal with ATF, not us. I have a problem with the fact that there is such a thing as an NFA, but that's a whole different thing. Right now it is configured for compact size pistol, as you can see in the rails here. For the full size, it would have to be relocated to the front. I'm not going to do it at this time because I actually want to test it with the Glock 19 first. I'm going to show minimum load, not even the full locking, because I only have one compact Glock. I'm not a Glock fan, but I still have them. Everybody needs to know how to operate a Glock. It's like driving a stick shift. What is this utility? Let's see, do I have an additional magazine? Here's an additional mag. If you have an additional mag, you can put it in the front. This is still a grip. You have multiple rails on which you can put accessories of the need. You can even, if you wanted to, buy a special flashlight from CAA to fit inside this, shall I call it enclosure or a conversion kit. It allows somebody with a pistol to get extra point of aim or contact. You have your multiple points. Again, temporarily, the process to configure this with a pistol. Put this back. Get one of your pistols, just in case, make it for the video. Let's make sure it's empty. And it is. Load it into the enclosure until it clicks. And make sure it clicks. Here's that click. Push it forward. In this case, it will not close because it is a full size and that's a compact size configuration. Lock the gate. You are done. You now have your Glock with the 2 magazines capacity. Very quick reload. Pull one. You're done. You have basically extra mag right there with you. You have ability to reach out and touch someone at a longer distances. You can mount additional lights, lasers, whatever it is you need for this purpose. As an example, let's use an easy example, to be honest with you. Easy to mount, not necessarily matching the purpose, but still. Here is a RONI MCK with a light. You can put a finger stop on it, you can use a light as a finger stop, you can put optics on it. You can do whatever it is you need without having to have a separate weapon. So, what are the benefits and who would benefit from this? This is me brainstorming on the topic. And if I had something to write on this, would be even better. Here's my special erasable marker. This is what I think. Who would benefit from having RONI? And again, just to make sure that we are on the same page. Look at this. This is not a heavy thing. It weighs very little. I am going to put the gun out for now to collapse it and to close it. You can collapse the brace. It weighs 1.6 pounds. That's actually 1.8 pounds, depending on the accessories. Right now this is empty 1.8 pounds. Basically comparable to the pistol itself. So what does it do? We're gonna talk about benefits. Accuracy. Excuse my handwriting. Longer distance. Possibility of magnified optics for better accuracy and longer distances. 3 points of contact. Recoil management for heavy calibers. So let's say 357 SIG, 40 Smith & Wesson. This is contact. Different models. There is a model for a Glock 21, which I think is a 10 mil. Or Glock 20. Glock 20 is 10 mil. Glock 21 is a 45 ACP. These are all pluses. From my point of view, I'm not an expert, so everything from a completely civilian perspective. And those are benefits to both the civilian and a law enforcement officer. This might be a tool for a police school resource officer. Something they can actually carry on their waist with a pistol on it. And still have ability to reach out further distances, considering that indoors or urban situations, pistol calibers are just usable. Plus you get ability to deliver that round, that bullet, where it needs to be in a more accurate way, especially if you put some kind of magnified optics on it. And that could be LPVO, low power variable optics, or let's say red dot plus magnifier. All of those are options. Look at the size of this rail. You literally can put darn near anything you want on it. My measuring stick, so to speak, shows that you have 10 inches of Picatinny Rail on top. You have Picatinny Rail on the side, which means you can add lights, lasers, or whatever it is you need for this. You might even be able to add night optics to this, if you need such a thing. Who, in my mind, would benefit from having such a thing? And again, this is, let's consider law enforcement, and let's consider civilians. This might be your way of going home defense. Imagine you have a Glock 19, which of course, in my case, is unloaded. Imagine you don't have those accessories. You carry as a plain Glock 19. You load this up. You have an equivalent of a small long gun, pistol caliber long gun, that has all the accessories you might need for home defense. Flashlight, laser, chainsaw, whatever it is you need that is legal in your residence or useful for your defense. Basic concept, put a good reliable red dot on it. Trunk gun. For home defense, which by the way kind of matches situations for the police officers, for those agencies that simply cannot afford to put an AR-15 in their officers' trunks. It is possible. This gives those officers that ability to reach out longer than a pistol, regular pistol can hit. Value. And of course, calibers. If you like 357, then keep doing it. But now you can do it easier. It does not make it much fun to shoot a 357 SIG or 10 mil at the range, or 40 even. Is it necessary? No, but it is an option, something to consider. Those are very potent calibers, and in many ways more powerful than the 9mm. If you can argue with that, you can't, right? Especially if you consider 10mm. 10, 327 SIG, 40, they're more powerful. They're less fun, but they are more powerful. And I keep dropping my marker. Law enforcement officers. We are talking about school resource officers, where, you know, schools have very little budgets, or agencies that put officers in the schools have almost no budget. Issue them a pistol and a RONI. That's it. They basically have a pistol with the ability to reach out further and to see their target better than over a regular pistol. It is still more than capable of being operated with a single hand. Again, I will remount and I will take it to the range after I come back to see how far it can reach and what it can do. We are talking about officers that are bike, motorcycle, or horse patrols. Rangers, as an example. Again, some park rangers carry already a 10mm pistol. Some carry a rifle. What if you want to reduce what they carry? Give them or they don't need to carry a bigger gun. Give them a 10mm Glock and a RONI. Just an option. Officers that only have pistol agencies. Let's say you are in a slightly less than free state, and they do not allow you to have a 5.56 rifle, even a Ruger Mini 14, or simply don't have the money. This is not free, definitely not free, but you only have one gun per officer. It might be easier to deal with the stupid politicians that will say, oh, you have a weapon of mass destruction in your car. No, you don't. You only have a pistol. You only have a 9mm pistol. This is not a firearm. You still have the same pistol. And the ability to reach out further with that same issued firearm. Is it expensive? I don't know. For me, on the sale, I bought 2 of these for $300. This is the basic model. This is for the compact and full size or standard size frame of the Glock. They have the same for the SIG 320. They have it for Smith & Wesson M&P 2.0, and I think they have a version for the full size Glock, which is the 2021. So that's 45, and that is also a 10 mil models. 10 mil would benefit from this, I think, quite a bit. Now let's take a look at what you can possibly do with it. Put it in the backpack. Put it in the saddlebags on the motorcycle. Carry it on your hip with the pistol already on it. If you need it, pull out the brace. I'm going to put a mag as a temporary item. You have your proper second-hand grip, very comfortable. You have your optics on top. If you chose to go that way, you might have a QD sling that it can actually hang. If you need to, let's say, put handcuffs on somebody, you have your pistol in here. You have your optic on top, as I said before. You can have your flashlights internal or on the side, or whatever else you need. Let's say you might need a laser to point out the location of the suspect. What else do you need? That's my concept. This is why I bought it. Honestly, I bought it for fun, mostly than anything else. I do own a first generation full-size RONI. You would be surprised how big that thing is in comparison. But that's my story. I think this is a benefit, especially if you got it on sale. You have your additional, again, you have your capacity, you have your points of contact, you have your brace, it's all legal. Here is, if you look on the top left, here's what it looks like to a perp when you meet them. Especially if you put a light or laser in it, this is no fun to look in. You have your intimidation factor if you need it. Again, we as civilians and civilian law enforcement officers, because remember, law enforcement is civilian, have the same enemies. Criminals, terrorists, crazies, all of us fight the same enemy, and the tools we should have access to are the same, and this is an example. Cost me $150 on the CAA sale. I know sale is not available. Is it better than, let's say, a single pistol with a comp? I think so, because again, you still have only two hands. It works on short distances. This gives you an extra distance, theoretically. Practically, to be seen, you get additional options, additional accessories, you get additional capacity, which is important. Something that you don't have to search for. Right there and there. Here's your second mag. Let's imagine that I'm going to pull it out. It's brand new. It sticks in quite nicely. So it will not fall out. It's a value add-on. And that's all I wanted to discuss in this video. Please leave your comments. Let me know what you think. And we'll go from there. Thank you for watching, and I'll see you in the next video.